Hi, I'm Gerry. Welcome to Love Your Cat. I'm a professional cat groomer and owner of Paw Paw Patch Cattery. I breed purebred Himalayans. But I love all cats: city cats, country cats, long hair cats, short hair cats, stray cats, airport cats, shop cats, shy cats, boisterous cats. Cats are clean creatures, but sometimes they need a little help. I can show you tricks of the trade to help you take care of your cat. Are you ready? Come on, let's get busy.
How do I clip my cat's claws?
Human nail clipper is the easiest one to use on the cats. It's always easier to clip the claws when they're wrapped up in a towel. 1, 2, and the cats have 5 claws. Okay, now we'll do the back feet. They only have 4 claws on the back feet. All right. And they're usually not as long as the front. Okay. Never hit the quick. The quick is where you see pink. It's a nerve, and it will bleed if you hit it, and it's very painful. So you don't want to hit it, or the cat will never trust you again, or it'll take a long time for them to forget it. Sometimes the quick can be longer in other nails. It can be extended out more, so you have to be careful.
How do I groom my cat?
Give them a little bit of the slicker brush. These are wire bristles on the slicker brush. They're almost pin-like, so you have to be careful you don't hurt the cat's skin when you're grooming, especially over the little bones on the legs. Right here, they have a lot of extra hair that comes off. See that? I brush my cats at least once a week, minimum. It helps to reduce the hair intake so they don't get hairballs when they're grooming themselves. Now we're going to give Toby the nice, warm washcloth. The edge of the washcloth, you take it and you can clean out the ear. See, he has some wax. And you take the other edge and it's clean, and clean out the other ear. Eyes, gently. Take it and clean the gums. Clean his teeth with it. Good for them. Keeps that tartar buildup off.
How do I groom a long-haired cat?
The water has to be warm and comfortable for the cat. I use a dry Q-tip to wipe off the big pieces of wax in the cat's ear. First, I rake the cat with a special rake just for thick-haired animals, and that kind of separates the knots so that I'm able to use the metal comb. Will go through it easier. The metal comb takes out mats that the rake has already loosened up.
Is there any way I can help with people who are allergic to my cat?
My allergies came under control. I had a feeling it was simply getting acclimated to the cat and taking some vitamin C's, as I remember. But the primary thing was the bond that was forming, you know. When you're in love with somebody, whether it's a human or an animal, whatever prevents you from falling completely in love, you learn to deal with. And in this case, it was allergies, and they were very soon quickly overcome.
We're going to give Toby a little rub down with a nice and warm washcloth, but saturated. 8 parts water and 1 part Downy. Downy solution holds down the dander that bothers people who have allergies. People are allergic to the dander and the saliva of the cat. Gently rub it over his shoulders, the tail, into the legs. You don't have to worry about the cat licking any of that diluted Downy solution. It won't harm him in any way. Legs, the toe pads, even under the mouth, the face, everything. You kind of rub them down like they're a little horse. I've got Perky. He's a whole male, blue lynx point Himalayan, and whole male means he's not neutered. He's a little bit more temperamental than a neutered cat. We need to use nice warm water, not hot, but just warm. Has to be a good temperature. And I'll run the water slowly. Perky is a big shampooing job because he's very thick-coated. Look at this. The water hardly gets down to the skin, it's so thick. And on top of that, he's got a greasy tail. It's like Vaseline is in it. Because he's a boy cat, an unaltered boy cat secretes a lot of oils on their tail from their hormones. We have to clean his privates. What I do is I like to take the back legs and make him sit so his little testes get clean. I'm just going to use my hands and go like this. I know, baby. He needs a lot of soap. Well, I use ivory because it cuts through the grease. With the greasy stud tail, you really have to put it straight on there. Some people use goop on it, but I don't like the way it smells. It smells like chemicals, and it scares the cats. Goop is what mechanics use to get the grease off of their hands, and a lot of cat people use it for stud tail. You're a good boy. The tail is very sensitive, and I've left the soap in the tail on purpose. And when you're cleaning the anus, see if they have clogged anal glands located right here. And I don't hurt them when I do it. Very important that they trust you. If you don't have a handheld sprayer, just use a plastic cup. I wouldn't use glass because it could break and hurt the cat. Now, I'm going to clean his face. I'll get nice warm water, and then I use my hand to do it because they don't like to have water on their face, so the hand is pretty good. It's like a gigantic paw. It's how they clean themselves, with a paw, so they're pretty good about it. Right, Perky? See, I clean all that crusty stuff off of his face. It's just plain water that you get from the running water here. That way you know it's fresh. And sometimes they even get it in there. I'll take a paper towel and I'll blot off his face, because cats do not like to have a wet face. I'm drying off the top of his head, kind of like doing it in a circular motion, and then it brings the hairs up so the air can get through it and dry it. And I'll go like this with my finger with a clean paper towel, and I'm very careful to never get water in the ears. That can cause ear infection, and Perky has pretty clean ears. Plus, they don't like the feeling of it, and they'll be afraid to be washed if you get water in the ears. You have to hold them firmly. They have to know that you're in control. I think he's very well behaved. A really poorly behaved cat, first of all, you can't even be, you have to have your hand on them at all times. Where the mother cat would hold them, that always calms them down if you hold them by the scruff of the neck, but not too hard. Like right here, seems to calm them down. Something tells me that he wants to jump up. I'm covering his head because it seems to make them not do it. There. And I don't notice any signs of fleas at all. Because even though he's not an outdoor cat, he could still get fleas. He's done. I'll start squeezing out water from him like this, but not hard. See all that water come out? And the back legs and the tail. Isn't Perky a good boy? In the towel. I'm soaping up the entire body in nice ivory liquid dish detergent, except for the head. Did like a little ring of soap around the neck here, because you don't want to get any soap on the face or the head. And the soap could irritate the eyes, and water can get down into the ears and cause an ear infection. Very important that you rinse all of that soap off, because it is detergent, and if it's left on the skin, it'll give them a rash. They get dirty. They're like a little mop. So after the cat is shampooed and rinsed, we wrap the cat up in a towel, hair dryer, comb, nail clippers, and an infant's hairbrush. I sit on the floor and do it here. Blow dryer in here. So it's surrounded by warm air. It makes the cat get dry faster. Feels good, and it's comfortable for him. And it seems like the hardest part to get dry is the stomach. Perky's a beautiful Himalayan boy. And the next time a show comes around and I have enough time to get him ready, I'd like to show him. At a cat show, the judge will look at the cat's eyes and make sure they're clear and bright. They have to be set perfectly. When the judge is looking at the ears, they're just making sure that one can't be bigger than the other, the outer part of the ear, if it's flipped or has a bite out of it. And on a short-haired tabby cat, the judge could be checking for dyed stripes put on the cat by the exhibitor, and that would be an automatic disqualification. When you see a judge holding the cat up and then drawing their hand over the cat's back to the tail and to the tip of the tail, they're checking to see the length, because Himalayans and Persians should have a short tail, and they should also not have any kinks in the bone structure of the tail. You can feel it. That's a disqualification. Himalayans should have very tiny ears set far apart. The eyes should be set far apart also. Himalayans always have blue eyes. If they don't have blue eyes, they're not properly bred. I just hold the cat up to my body like this for as long as he'll let me do it. I might be needing this, my little rake, so I can lift up the hair and get the warm air under it so it dries faster. This is really for a long-haired cat. I got this one at a cat show because they have special grooming tools. He spends most of his time in an enclosure because he's a breeding cat, and you can't let them be free in the house because they spray. They're like a very strong urine smell. That's the bad thing. He has to stay in a big enclosure. Perky stays comfortable, and he eats the highest quality food. Just let it stay like that on the table. Tail hairs are very hard to grow back, so you start at the end so you don't pull out a lot of hair, just like you would on girls' hair who has long hair. And the more hair that's in the comb, the more will come out of the cat, so you want to take that off when you're doing the tail. Perky has a very healthy coat. It's not dry, it's just right, so I didn't have to put on any conditioner. Sometimes I have to put conditioner on them. I just take a nice quality human hair conditioner and I put a little blob in my hand, just a little blob, like a half a teaspoon, and then I rub it in my hands like hand lotion, and I put it on the top, all over, top and everything, and then I just like run it over the whole body and leave it in. The most important thing when bathing a cat is the rinsing, to get all of the soap off. Sometimes when he's had enough, he'll bat out at the hair dryer. And when that happens, I really have to think about stopping the blow drying, because otherwise he'll hate his grooming sessions, and we have to have respect for them. And I keep removing that hair from the rake because if you leave it in, the friction of this hair on the body's hair, it pulls it out more and it doesn't feel good to the cat. And it strips their coat. Now he's starting to look windblown. Then you know it's almost dry. I'm going to take this little collar off and dry his neck, because I don't want his neck hairs to be flattened out. You have to constantly comb the cat and separate these clumps of hair so the air can get through it. And the dryer too, you have to keep moving it. He's a very good boy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my Mason Pearson brush. This is a very good human hair brush that doesn't hurt, very comfortable for people who have sensitive scalps. Push and like lift the hair. Like that. See all that hair that it's taking out? It lifts it out. Like this. You kind of float the brush on them. You don't push it down. Look at all the hair that's coming out of him. I would never bring a cat to a public grooming place because I know a lot of people bring pets that have fleas and ticks to the groomers and have them dipped in flea dip. So why would I want to bring a healthy, clean cat to that environment? Just doesn't make any sense to me. Cats have very sensitive skin, so you don't pull the skin. See? That wasn't so bad, was it, Perky? He's a beautiful boy.